Hi guys, welcome to the brightest channel. The results of the crazy 2021 in boxing. Evander Holyfield the best. Fury and Wilder hold the fight of the year. And Jake Paul scored the main knockout. The outgoing 2021 gave boxing fans on both sides of the Atlantic a lot of brightest events, tooth-crushing fights, knockouts, incredible upsets and comebacks. It wasn't easy to choose the best of all this variety, but we tried anyway. Fighter of the year, Evander Holyfield. There shouldn't be much questions here. Evander Holyfield had only one fight. But what a fight! Defeated one of the two heavyweight leaders, Anthony Joshua. Usyk is only the second boxer in history after Evander Holyfield, who became the unified champion in the Royal Division after the Absolute Championship in the third heavy division. And this is only the third fight. Only Roy Jones, who was given the opportunity to defeat John Ruiz without any official contenders, became the fastest world champion in heavyweights. There is no dispute that Canelo was great this year, but let's be honest, he did what he had to do in the ring without meeting any resistance. But it seems that even his fans did not expect such an incredible performance from the Ukrainian. Evander Holyfield more than deservedly wins in the nomination Fighter of the Year. Fight of the Year, Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder. It was very difficult to choose the best fight, there were so many of them in 2021. But still, we chose the final confrontation between the two main alpha males in boxing and heavyweight in particular. The fight itself is just the tip of the iceberg and its basis in a mutual confrontation, a war in the media and hellish press conferences. Just like in the days of the greatest trilogies in the history of boxing like Ali Frazier, Morales Barrera or Leonard Durant. As such as boxing on October 9 in Las Vegas was not enough. There was a real fight in which 4 knockdowns fit. When the advantage changed hands, the incredible will of Wilder, for whom it was a real duel of life and one of the best knockouts of the year from Fury in the 10th round. This battle was everything, and all the above arguments sent this carnage among the best fights in the history of heavyweight. With all due respect to other battles, this one stands out. You want to review it again and again. Round of the year, Tyson Fury vs Deontay Wilder, 4th round. The best round of the year happened in the best fight of the year, and round 4 had its own backstory. At the end of the 3rd round, Fury sent Wilder into a heavy knockdown and almost finished him off. The American was just saved by the gong. For most of this segment, Gypsy King tried to finish off his opponent. It seemed that he would succeed, but in the last minute of the round, a real madness happened. Wilder shocked the champion with a strength right, and then, after a short series, sent him into a knockdown. Tyson got up with some difficulty, but soon he was on the floor again. And then, although, as you know, it's always better to see once. Knockout of the year, Jake Paul in rematch against Tyron Woodley. There are even more options here. Fingers and toes are not enough to list only one-punch knockouts. But still, it's not for nothing that they say the last one is remembered. And Jake Paul's punch in the 6th round of a rematch against Tyron Woodley well deserves to win this nomination. Let it be in advance for the blogger to keep improving. According to the beauty of the execution of both the blow and its consensus, this knockout is top. Event of the year, Canelo Alvarez became the absolute world champion in a year. To be more precise, he did it in a little less time, 11 months. Last December, he broke into the super middleweight division, defeating the best boxer of the division, Callum Smith, by a decision of the judges, and by November he had collected all the championship belts. Unbelievably, no one has ever taken the absolute championship so quickly. Yes, Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders and Kelly Plant are not the opponents you want to see a Mexican against. but Alvarez has once again written himself into history. We hope that next year Canelo will still storm the light heavyweight division, where he will have much more challenges. Exactly a year ago, Teofimo Lopez was also present in this nomination, but it was the opposite. He did incredible things in the fight against Vasily Lomachenko. He deservedly won and became not only the lightweight king, but also the fighter of the year in our voting. The ring shared his title between Lopez and Tyson Fury. It seemed that Lopez was on top of the world and certainly did not expect that he would be defeated for the first time in his career by a strong middle-class George Kambosos. The favorite's fight didn't go well from the very beginning. Already in the first round he was knocked down and then received a serious dissection. In general, Lopez wins this nomination again, only this time he himself is already a loser. The return of the year, Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily nevertheless drew the proper conclusion after the defeat in the fight with Lopez, and it seems returned hungry as never before. In 2 fights against Nagarani and Comey, he not only won confidently without giving the judges and reasons to find fault, but also simply changed the style of his fight. Now he is not only one of the best technicians in boxing, but also one of the most attacking boxers in the world, so we are not surprised at all that almost half of his power punches this year have passed the best statistics among all active boxers. Keep it up. The main boxing promoter from the United Kingdom, Eddie Hearn, in an interview for the British media, gave fresh comments on the organization of heavyweight fights, a rematch between the United champion from Ukraine, Alexander Usyk, with the ex-champion from Britain, Anthony Joshua, as well as a duel between 2 Britons, WBC champion Tyson Fury and the temporary champion, according to the same version, Dillian Whyte. The promoter also made a promise about the number of boxing shows for 2022. What is the last information about Joshua's rematch against Usyk? Nothing particularly new. We need to get together and decide on a date. A realistic month is April, and we need to decide where it will be. We have offers from all over the world. I think Britain will take this fight. We need to solve this with Alex Krasuk. It's Christmas now, and after the holiday we will start moving forward, because it's time to start planning for it. Of course, there are some discussions about compensation and holding other fights. We will see. Now it looks unlikely because of the situation with Dillian Whyte, which is nice for Anthony because he doesn't want to have such conversations until I present it to him. If there is nothing to imagine, then he will move to what he wants. And this is a rematch with Alexander Usyk, Hearn said. Situation with the compensation for the past week has not progressed, because as soon as the fight with Dillian Whyte was announced, he already cut into this conversation. He shouldn't also be respected in this situation. Joshua doesn't really want to talk about compensation, neither does Dillian Whyte. Therefore, it may be better to do these 2 duels. These are 2 really good heavyweight fights. It is unlikely that Tyson Fury will leave the title vacant. Bob Arum talked about it. I think it's just Bob, trying to pretend that Dillian Whyte won't get his chance. But Tyson is capable of doing anything. If he does, then maybe he is avoiding Dillian Whyte. I don't know. If Joshua had left his title vacant, I'm sure he would have received a lot of criticism for leaving the title in favor of Usyk. We will see. I don't think he will, because the value of the title of absolute champion is still present, and you can't be an absolute champion if you drop the belt. Dillian Whyte, he is in good shape. It looks like he's finally going to get his opportunity. He is fighting Tyson Fury. Negotiations have been announced. I don't know the exact dates because it was not written, but it's usually 28 or 30 days, and then the auction will be scheduled. And when the bidding is scheduled, the distribution of the fee will be determined, and we will still be able to agree in a week or 10 days. or whatever it will be. Anything can happen, nothing can be ruled out, as you hear inside. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.